Okay, so what we have here is I took some red cabbage, which you can see, it's this nice purpley color. And I boiled that for about 20 minutes, half an hour. And it came out as this nice dark blue pigment here. You can see over here, here is the cabbage that I strained out from that, and you can see the difference. Purple, bluish. That's because our water is not completely neutral. And you're gonna see what will happen when we adjust the pH. So I'm pouring a little bit into each of these. And you can really see that nice blue. You can dye paper and fabric and things with this dye, but unfortunately it's not very light fast. So it's a fun experiment, but it won't last terribly long. So let's add a little bit more. So red cabbage contains a pigment called anthocyanin, which is a class of pigments. And when you put that in a basic solution or an alkaline solution, it will slightly change the shape of that molecule, take some atoms off, and you'll see that there will be a color change. And the same thing will happen if I add an acid. In this case, I'm using lemon juice. So here I have my baking soda. This is 1 teaspoon. I measured it out ahead of time, but I don't think I'm going to use quite all of it because it's not that much. I don't want to pour more in because you won't be able to see the color as nicely. But let's see what happens when I pour this in. And you can see that's getting a little bit more green. It's more of a teal. See that? It's a little bit hard to see because it's so dark, but you can tell the difference here. This one's a little bit green. If I take some paper towel and I soak up the edge of it, you can see that's kind of a nice teal color. And then over here, I have my lemon juice, and I'm going to put that in this solution, and it's going to turn, well, we'll see what it will turn. So here we go, just give it some squirts. Wow. That's a very big difference you can see. And that's because of that pH change. So over here, you have an acidic solution, so that's going to be a lower pH. And over here, you have a basic or an alkaline solution, that's going to be a higher pH. I'm going to dump some of this out so that you can see the green color there a little bit better. Very nice. And red cabbage is not the only thing that you can do this with. Other plants contain various anthocyanins, and we'll also do this. I did an experiment the other day with some cornflower, which is a lovely blue flower, also known as bachelor's buttons. It didn't really turn out a good ink like I'd hoped, but it was pH sensitive. I tried it in a couple of different solvents and different pHs, and it had the same effect as this. So try out some things, see if you can find some dark purple or blue fruits, things like that, and see which ones are pH sensitive and what you can do with that. So yeah, there's your magical color changing cabbage potion.